What
And here,
about funding terrorism?
well, that's what you can get me on. You could say, "Oh, your money was used in it, thus we're gonna lock down every asset you have in the US until we determine what comes with it." So suddenly, every single financial asset that like a Soros, for instance, has in the US could be frozen, which means you can't touch it. Yeah, you're still worth $12 billion, but 7 billion of them are in the US. You can't use them. You're really worth five. You know, that kind of a thing. So it's that kind of a thing. So it's less about being able to take the people who financed it. And I know this is going to probably piss off a lot of conservatives. They should go to jail. You know what? If there's no legal reason,
Yeah,
there's no.
I think his head should be chopped off in public.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. A lot of people like to see that, but what's even worse is I think for a lot of these folks, because they're doing it because they're true believers, they've got a full, this is what I believe, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to, I want to improve myself. And if you go in and lock up 85, 90% of their assets and their resources, and you let the world know about it, they become a pariah. Because not only is like, oh, he's still got $2 billion, what does he care? You're right. But none of his friends, nobody who ever works with him will ever be seen with him again because it immediately, oh, wait a minute, Seth, 3 weeks ago, you had a lunch with Soros? Well, we're going to investigate you and see if you've ever like shared a bill with him. Because if you shared a lunch bill with him, or if you like paid him a golf debt, that money might have been used to finance terrorism. We're going to lock down your assets too. So I've suddenly isolated the man from every single person he's ever worked with and ever known. And that's the worst thing you could do to somebody is basically lock. It's solitary confinement. The worst thing you could do. Essentially, you can make
Yeah,
a
they're
person
like in an open air prison. They got an ankle monitor on.
100%, yeah. But nobody will ever talk to him. Why? Because the second you talk to him, you open yourself to being investigated too. So I think, and that's how, like, when they took down Capone, that's how suddenly the mafia went quiet for 15 years because nobody wanted to talk to anybody else because they were looking at that, and whoever he talked to and whoever any of his lieutenants talked to was suddenly getting the same kind of a treatment. So everybody went quiet for 15 years. That's what's going to happen. So I think that's the way to kill it and nip it off in the bud. So
So it sounds like a mega foreign mega billionaires, the equivalent to us going to prison for life is them having their life effectively stolen from them.
exactly. Think about, you can't go and visit anybody else because nobody wants to be seen with you. Think about it like imagine if you're Kanye West, right? Whether he did anything right or wrong, nobody wants to be seen with him anywhere. His entire social circle, his entire professional circle, everybody that he's ever worked with never wants to be seen with the man ever. He is now completely isolated, right? And half the people that he's never met or interfaced have a bad opinion of him. So suddenly he's got to be, you basically are forcing him to become a recluse. And that's what happens. That's one of the worst things you can do, right? For that kind of a groups. You can't, just can't do anything. You can't even go to a football game because nobody's going to share a suite with you. Nobody's going to want to be seen with you at a football game. You're going to sit there all by yourself and you're going to have half the stadium booing you. You're not going to go and do that. So you can lock folks away that way. And then that's going to be the biggest thing that happens to it. So I think that's why a lot of the money dried up in LA when the administration was like, oh, we're going to go find out who's paying these folks. And I think that's exactly what's happening right now, why you're seeing suddenly this big surge, and it's rapidly drawing off. In fact, that's why there's more and more Democrat and leftist politicians out there getting involved. Because they know nobody will go and protest unless there's a politician with them there too. Because, oh, the politicians aren't going to get cover. Well, it turns out you're not getting cover. But that's why you're not seeing the protests unless there's a politician there, because the politicians help drumming it up right now for political reasons. Okay, fine. Political free speech, you can say whatever you want. But the second you start blocking legit police actions, or you start stopping the free movement of others, go to jail. So it should happen, even if you're a politician.